Hello, Wild Wisdom Warriors. Hello, YouTube. Hello, everyone. Hello, shamans from around the world. This is Lily Colosilla, and today is VINO Sunday. VINO Sunday, VINO Sunday, everyone. So, welcome to my journal. All right. Mystery subject. Today, I'm going to talk about a little bit about everything, okay? I'm going to talk about some stuff that I mentioned before, and then I'm going to also take questions from you guys today. So if you have any questions, keep them there. I'll go into a few things first, and then I'll ask you guys for questions. So thank you so much for being here. So here's to all of you, whoever's joining me. Thank you, thank you. Here's to you, Sunshine. Here's to you, Natasha. Indigo, привет. Thank you so much for being here, everyone. Shamans, thank you for joining me. So it's Vino Sunday, okay? Hi, Remus. Thank you so much for being here. So, Caesar, did you want to say hi, Cez? It's kind of, you've been involved. Today's the 15th. Caesar, he doesn't like this day. Caesar doesn't like March the 15th. So he's just going to sit over there and sleep in his bed today. So welcome, everyone. And today is going to be an interesting one, you guys, because it's been an interesting last few nights. Let's just say that there's a lot going on in spiritual, in the what would you call it, on the energy, on an energetic levels of Earth. There's a lot of what I call is happening is this quantum restructuring. Okay. So meaning we are returning to the original blueprint, okay? And I'm talking about genetics. Bruno, you got your vino ready? Oh, thank you so much. Here's to you. Thank you so much, my dear friend. Thank you, Bruno. So I want to talk today a little bit about this is the enlightenment process or the awakening process that we are witnessing right now. And this is why I say this is a joyful time. And if you guys remember that I said 2020 is the year when shamans can dance. Because all of our intent up to this point, it was difficult to see, but right now we're going to see the fruits of our labor, so to speak, the fruits of our work that we put in on all these energetic levels where we did apply our own experience to make a difference for the totality. And so each and every one of you out there that know where you rooted, that because you are rooted in this original self, okay, of yourself, that you are the creator being, and so you rooted in that. It is in your DNA. Okay. And then you guys, those of you, hi Diane, thank you so much for being here, darling. For those of you that you remember that I always say, okay, it's genetic. You guys look at your ancestral line and see how you can heal that within your own genetics. So then this overlay is someone like you, Diane, you will remember I've talked about this overlay on our DNA that we have, right? And so this is that some people say that's the Anunnaki manipulation. You can call it that. That's fine. If that's how you want to understand, just from that Anunnaki sort of perspective, that's fine too. I don't care. What you call it, as long as you realize that the original you is then has the ability, because you do carry the original codes, like I talk about and I give before. In the past, I give an example, you guys, of a genetically modified seed, and some of the seeds will take a few replanting before they can go back to their original structure. Okay. Yes, Yagua. Overlay on the planet too, and this is what's going on too, and this is what I was talking about, and I called that the hive mind grid, that overlay. So anyway, so this overlay is what is dissolving through this quantum leap process. And then because our bodies are manifested in this linear time, you're as you might know, and you might notice that you go through this life, and it kind of and you gain your wisdom older. When you get older, you gain true wisdom of life and things like that, and so. And then your things, like, as you remember, like the way you thought of young age and all of that, you're like, oh my God, I was so dumb. I was doing all this stupid stuff when I was young. And now it's all changing, right? So your mind have restructured in this reality. And so this was your growth, so to speak. And this is what our life is here. And so it's unfolding, right? So now, like I talk about, to unfold your original DNA. But this is the problem. Oh, book that I've held up, you guys. Okay. Here's the plan. Okay. They told you about it. Okay. I just wanted to show you. There's people in here that, and this is what I say. This is why I call and give this people middle name reptilian, because this is this is the genetic codes that they exploit within a human being. This is what's happening here, okay? So just so you guys understand what's truly going on here with this spiritual war, okay? So when we look at it, guess who's here in this book? Oh, let me see. Let me show you, just show you a few things. Show you first one. Okay? All of those three dots are connected. So all of it is connected. But here's another book I wanted to show you. This is the one that I've mentioned before, this guy. So I had one of his book, just wanted to kind of show you guys. But anyway, so because you guys know what's happening with that. And so right now, today, we are in this clarity in 2020. And so we can see the game as the shamans. And so now the reason why I say why we can dance, because, and the reason why, and again, I have to refer to my graph that I did in 2016. It's for the progression of this quantum leap, and how we gonna manifest as the collective human consciousness, and how that works. And even in those years ago, I talk about how it is difficult for me to do predictions, because I can't do what the special ones do, which just say, oh, on this date there is gonna be, alignment or there is wave coming through or whatever. It's really is all fluctuates because everything happens in eternal time when you are anchored in this living field of creation, as I talk about. Then you are not attached to only linear time, okay? Or as I talk to you don't express only through astral plane. So you're beyond that. You're a living being in totality, and then you recognize yourself in the totality. And this is now for shamans, this is why I'm saying that be ready to dance, because you're gonna see a lot of your fruits, a lot of your work bearing fruits that you can now enjoy watching clearly with a glass of wine in your hand and a popcorn, okay? And you can watch people go nuts over coronavirus. Whoops. Whoops. Miles, you sleeping during class time? Great. Great. Oh my God. Okay. So, anyway, so you guys, what I want to talk about is there is still this alien card that the deep state hasn't truly played. They put a lot of players out there to prep you for the divide and conquer. Okay. So I just wanted to talk about Rian. Thank you so much for being here. Cheers. So, what we're going through as a shamans is this restructuring to where you're going to start see a lot of that your personal enlightenment being reflected in the totality. Okay, and that's what's happening. And through that you will see restructuring, and then that what is, and just like in that graph I said, there's going to be a transformation transmutation period that we have to metabolize the old and create the new. And so this is basically what we're doing here in this reality right now. And so this is why for me it's so the dream time for me is so extremely, I don't know, busy right now. It's really busy. And when it gets busy like that, I have those nights where I don't sleep. I stay in the between. I don't know how, you guys, everyone kind of experienced that probably. Before you go to sleep, that feeling of falling, sometimes you have that feeling of falling. Okay. And so, so if you can, I just wanted to kind of explain to you guys, that how my conscious mind. So because the reason why I don't fall asleep on a really busy night, I call it, the reason why I don't fall asleep fully, because my conscious mind has to be present so I can consciously comprehend what's going on. So I'm not, so there is just like but it's again those of you then, and then remember, like when you wake up in the morning, and that moment sort of in between you're awake and before you open your eyes, but your conscious mind just starts kind of to be present, and there is a moment in there where you're conscious yet you're still kind of, so you in between sleep and awake, and this is the moment where it's like that in between moment. I don't know how to explain that, but so basically this is the space then for my conscious mind where I can I can then perceive astral levels beyond, and things like that, and then take, and but it's not so, again, like, you guys, when you remember that in between, as you waking up, you're still in kind of half dreaming, and you're still half present. You sometimes kind of, you dream, even sometimes, like, what happens is, like, you dream, that so you dream, and your reality kind of overlays, and you waking up, and because you having a dream of, like, okay, you in the water, but it's like you really want to pee. I have those dreams sometimes, like, in between, like, boom. And so it's kind of in between, so you're there but you're not really there. So this is kind of like, this is how it's been for me. Although last night I had, like, I was out, rested. So I'm well rested today. And so that's why today I'm doing this. So, but there is a lot that I observe what is happening with the totality of human consciousness. And what I can only say right now, alpha state. Okay, thanks, Miles. Yeah, see, thank you. I appreciate you guys helping me with the words. Yeah, in between world, Dahlia. Thank you. Thank you for being here. And thank you, Zur. Thank you for understanding. All right. So now you understand that state. So, like, 2 nights straight through that state, straight through. So that's a lot to unfold for me. So I'm still working on that, to put words to it, or to tell you, because this is what we are stepping in, is this restructuring. And I call this a quantum restructuring. And this is basically what's happening, is your DNA is restructuring. Our DNA is restructuring. That totality of human consciousness DNA is restructuring. And I'm talking about, what I am reading here is what that 95% or whatever they say, that of the junk DNA. That's what I'm looking at. Okay? So you can understand that, because that's the true codes, that's the spiritual world of who we are. It's so grandiose, you guys. Oh, it's so beautiful. And it's like the energies and things are in there. It is dancing, you guys. It is dancing with joy. There is joy returning. The joy will return to humanity. Humanity has been enslaved through all this manipulation, genetic manipulation, and then all this control system, and, like you guys say, this overlay grid. And this is what ultimately we shamans have the power to not be trapped in, because this grid, this overlay grid, the only way it can hold a human soul entrapped is through the belief systems. And that's why there is so much of this here going on. Okay. And if you guys seen, I posted my Russian brother Richard. He's gonna have a series on that. So you guys might want to sign up, and it's gonna be interesting stuff that he's gonna be talking about. So you guys enjoy the truth coming out, because this is ultimately what we're seeing, the real truth about what happened in the past and how we got here and where we are, because we're starting to accept a now moment as our reality as human beings, starting to take a control, not a control, but taking a responsibilities. This is what I want to talk about, taking responsibility for your creation. And this is when that's the human being that steps into their self-empowerment path and all of that stuff. And this is one. Hi, Anna, darling. Hi, Bella. And so what happens? You search for truth for yourself. And this is when the belief system starts dropping. But then what happens? You restructure your being to your own human moral code, the original code. And that's your original genetic structure. The one that I talk about, that divine, the original divine blueprint. Okay? Not the screwed up one. So now sometimes, like you say, like I said in the past, and I mentioned, the seed takes time to return to its original structure. Okay? Meaning it has to restructure his genetics, invisible genetics, so then it can manifest accordingly to its original blueprint. So that's what seeds naturally do. So if the seed is manipulated, it doesn't stay that way. And I always bring those examples from nature and look at genetically modified seeds. Every seed will strive to return to its original blueprint. And that's basically what we here, human beings, are striving to do. We are striving to return to our original human blueprint, which is divine human being, which is angelic human being, if you want to call that. Or, you know how I like to be biblical, or angels, or from heavenly realms. That's where humanity originally came from. Excusez-moi. Excusez-moi. Right? Okay, you guys. So, oh my goodness, 22 minutes. We're all mutated. But what I'm saying is, and this is what I talk about, when you truly understand your nature, that in your nature, you're a divine human being. And once you accept that about your own self first, then you drop all the belief systems that keep you enslaved to that overlay that tells you that your genetic codes have to be twisted inside out and upside down. And that you're supposed to be this, this, or that. And then this is the thing, you guys. I talk about the victim field. This is that same thing because it operates on the victim. There is that, and this is where the Gnostics come in and explain to you how they manipulate it through belief system. They can attach any other way to a divine human being who is standing in itself, in the creator self, in its original blueprint. So what happened, and you guys see, as I make fun of the clowns in alternative media, the 95% of the Bethel dumb ones, out there, they're standing in the victim field and they only operate victimizer. If you talk to them about true empowerment, they will parrot. And look at how many people out there parroted me. They know how to parrot. And here's a great example I give last time of Chloe and Thomas Williams, and how Chloe was on her 4 serving that narcissist. But what was she talking about in Truth Movement? And how was she helping her listeners in truth, honor, and integrity? Oh, she was not helping people in truth, honor, and integrity, was she? No, she wasn't. because she was too busy helping narcissists. Too busy helping narcissists. So she talked to people in Truth, Honor, and Integrity show about how to be sovereign while she was on her 4 serving a narcissist, going along with his lies. But oh no, all is good in zombie world. Where's the responsibility? Where's the accountability for yourself, for your words? But they're going to talk about being sovereign, being independent, thinking for yourself, being creator being. They talk, but do they walk that talk? Do they? It's not that difficult to see right now. Because you know what? Not that bright. They're not that bright. But all is good in zombie world. They're going to talk about, because it's all manipulated, right? It's all genetically manipulated seeds. Expressing manipulation, distorted. That's what it is. It's distorted. That's what it is. So it's distorted. So, like I said, those are the ones out there. I talked about sovereignty. There's more of them out there. Christine Anderson is another one. Project Avalon. What did she do? Oh, she cried like a victim that she was for a while. And then what did she do? She called herself a warrior. Crying warrior? Much? See what I mean? They will call themselves warriors, but will they take accountability and responsibility for their own actions? Nope. Why? Is it because they're empowered human beings in control of their own reality? Or is it because they're serving and helping a narcissist? It's not hard to see. Where are they with their truth? Where are they with their truth? Where's Chloe with her story? Where's Christine Anderson with her story? Silence. Oh, she tried. Christine Anderson tried to work for them again. She tried to make peace with narcissists. How did that work out, Christine? So, that's what's going on, you guys. Okay. Oh my God, 30 minutes. So, you guys, any questions? If you have questions, please put them in. Looks like we don't have anybody here, but just in case, I want to check. Looks like it's peaceful and quiet. So I just, I kind of wanted to say this. People are still going to try to save their faces and they're going to pretend like they're still doing good and all of that stuff. It's because they're distorted in their own form, genetic form. They're in distortion. And so that's what they express. So it is what it is, and they're not they can't even comprehend the fact how to restore themselves, because they don't have the ability. It's they're so degraded. Some of these people are so degraded to their genetic structure is so degraded that they have no chance of surviving this purge, as I say, this quantum purge. This is basically a quantum purge, you guys. Some of these people will not survive. Okay, just so you know. Okay, because of that original technology now and where it is and what's going on with that. But I'm not going to go in too much details about it. I can't be talking about it. Last moon was a kicker. Yes, Maya. Bring on the purge. Yes. Aren't you guys seeing the purge going on? This is why I'm drinking too and like celebrating and dancing. Quarantine, anybody? Hi, Katya. Thank you so much for joining. Be true. Thank you. You guys are wonderful. You don't have any questions? Okay, I'm just going to be talking about whatever. But see what I mean? It's like, when you truly become, when you're on your own path and you're just human being, yeah, Miles, the storm is here. Shit storm's here. Shit storm's here. Best to raise vibration or frequency. Laugh a lot. Laugh. It's one of the friends here told me the other day, when you laugh in your body, it has to be anchored. You're anchored in your body because your stomach has to move. So you're you're in movement. So that's the thing it creates. And so that's just one of the principles of hermetic principles, Katya, is the vibration, right? And everything vibrates. So harmony, we are, because this is what I'm talking about, that when it's like it is like a like, okay, it is like when I look, it's like a reading of music for all these different music notes and all these different songs for all these different instruments that are there in the collective, and so when I look at this, I don't, it's not people or anything. It's frequency, it's vibrations. That's, I guess, what it is. And so it's like then my it and the reason why my conscious mind is involved, because then it filters through my conscious mind through what, how it makes me feel and how I understand what it is. Okay, so there's some questions, I think. All right, so how about that? So this is what we are, because this is who we are, and that's how we generate, right? Because we're playing that instrument. Cheers to the purge, Bruna. Okay, Rebecca, you ask, you have mentioned Satykas recently. Do you have examples of it, or is it better for me to schedule a one-on-one with you? Rebecca, it might have been you who it was a similar question that somebody wrote me an email with. And by the way, speaking of the emails, I have quite a few emails that I received from some people that are sharing their stories with me, and their own personal experience with some of these people, like Satykas and others that I've mentioned, like George Kavassilas in the past, like Michael Spethel, I think, that Kavanaugh. Yeah, so some of these some of the people that personally experience um, had experience with some of this so-called black magicians or whatever they are, the better ones, the better ones. um, and a lot of you guys had shared your stories with me, and oh my God, I am so thankful to each and every one of you. I've did received all of your emails. I haven't been able to get back to you all, but I do, and I will, and in some of them I've read, and some of you wanted me to share your experience with others, so then the rest can understand how dangerous these people are out there. And some of you that had, and you feel like you wanted to tell the world so this doesn't happen, and show the truth about some of the people that I mentioned. I thank you so much. There is so many of you, and I thank you so much for trusting me with your stories. And those of you that ask me not to share the information that you share with me, I will not. And I can promise you that. I haven't wrote you guys all back to say that I will, but those of you that wanted me to share, I will. So thank you so much for that. And so, and there was also somebody that had that question and shared their experience. So maybe that has to do with that. But eventually, to give you an example, it's very difficult, Rebecca, because it's hard, because it's not about to recognize somebody on the soul level. You have to operate on that level. So there cannot be an understanding of that type of intelligence through the mind that is trying to understand good or bad, or did he do something right, or did he do something wrong. It's not about that. It's about having the ability to see beyond and to see the soul structure, or the aura, as some would say, and see how the aura operates. And like for me, I also have the ability to see, like through colors, through and all of that stuff, to see the energy too, and then to feel, and to and then goes the super consciousness, which is just pure knowing of source, knowing that once you yourself going through this alignment within yourself, then this is what you would call it, when your mind and your gut mind, which is so important, and your gut mind operate in harmony. And so when you do operate, I can't give you there's a gazillion of examples of Sattvikas spreading black magic programs out there, gazillions. Just take all of his courses where he's teaching about symbols, what they mean, how to use them. All of that are belief structures. None of it are his. It's not original. He stole all of this and then turned it into belief systems for people. That's what he did. So take everything he done with those, just those. Here's your example. Do you need more? How much more do you need to know that somebody, if you know that you are a living being and you are that flower of life, and you're expressing a living energy which is not stuck in 2D form. And if you teaching people that a being stuck, which symbol is a 2D form of a living energy. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying those symbols are wrong. But if you can only perceive reality from good, right, or wrong, you'll never see beyond it, right or wrong. And that's why you can't. So what I'm saying is, I don't need to. I just need to see that someone It doesn't matter what belief structure. I see someone is using trapped energy to advance in spiritual world. Is that someone who has plenty of access to energy, to living energy, or is that someone who does not have access to living energy? Who does not have access? Who needs access? Who pulls ancient codes in 2D form at people? Who sticks at them? Magicians. Why? To trick people. So, all that bullshit that he talks about, he doesn't know what the fuck he talks about half the time. Because it's just a program running. Rebecca, it's just a program running. You can take it, you can make it as ancient as it is. People tried and tried and tried. Look at how many idiots out there talked about Egyptian mythology. I mean, there's gazillions of them. There's gazillions, gazillions of them out there. I had a book here. I don't know. It's not here. It's not here. But anyway, so it's like, what are you going to do? I mean, what's not to see there? Rebecca, what's not to see? There's nothing original there. It doesn't matter how much of the crap he picks up from everybody else. It's still scraps of someone else's intel or someone else's thinking, of someone else's expression of higher being that they've aligned to their conscious mind, and then they've expressed it to their conscious mind and tried to show you that there's something, and then somebody comes along like Ceticus, and then they grab on to that, and then they build the belief systems around that. Well, if you have plenty of energy to create reality yourself, why would you need to use symbols? And why would you need to pull the energy through symbols? Why? This is because it's inside out. It's distorted. That's why. Because it's distorted. It's parasite. Because parasite needs you to believe that that's going to help you, because you got to give it energy. It's actually feeding tools. So they turned those, they took those, they stole those from ancients, right? The symbols. They were just pure representation of energy. And so, so they stole it, and then they built a belief structure behind it. And this is all about belief structure, but that goes into your subconscious. So your conscious thinks, oh, this is all good for me. And, and right in the back, they're kind of stabbing your soul so you bleed. So your soul bleeds. That's basically what they're using those symbols for. So your soul bleeds, and then so they can feed on it. Vampires, fucking vampires. I'm telling you guys. It's just unbelievable. I mean, last 2 nights, I've seen it all. Oh my gosh. 2 flowers of life. Okay. So I hope I answered that. Oh my gosh. I think I am like, Corona on Corona. Oh my God. Corona. Corona. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to go back. Okay. Okay, Rebecca. So I hope I answered that. I'm sorry if you have any personal attachment to that. That's probably the knife in your soul. If you feel like, if you feel like what I'm saying is hurting, Ceticus, Would it really hurt Ceticus if he would, like, who is Ceticus? Let's just drop all the knowledge that he thinks he has. Who is really he? Who is he? What does he have to show for? Look at that. And who's behind? Feeding the energy. Fine, like I said last time, there's someone immediately there in the circle who has to be there to be the source. Narcissist needs constantly, they need constantly a supply. They need supply all the time. This is why they go out there. This is why they do the shows. And they have nothing to say, really, nothing new to say, but they're still going to do the shows because they need supply. That's part of their narcissistic supply is having people. That's why they want so many viewers. It's parasite once. It once. Okay. Comment on charade. Okay, it's funny because I know what it is, and it's funny that the toilet paper is going. Oh, it's so funny. You guys, I was laughing so much. There's so many funny memes about the toilet paper, you guys. It's just so laughing, it settles you in your body. So when you laugh, you are truly present in the now moment. Okay. And so that's what's so beautiful about it. And so the virus is the virus. Just same things as you would do for flu or anything. You guys, your immune system, boost up your immune system. Okay. It's just with everything what's going on, talking about chemtrails, talking about all the pharma. For those of you guys that have been taking any kind of pharmaceuticals, those are damaging your immune system horribly. So what you need to do is you need to renew and so you boost your immune system. And so here comes, all the, so like manuka honey, so like elderberry, like all the boosting, immunity system boosting, vitamin C. And then like Dr. Shiva says vitamin A that will build the wall around your cell to where it builds the wall. So build that wall. Okay, build the wall around your cell with vitamin A. And so just healthy, and no sugars. No sugar. Sugar is not your friend during this time. So you just stay centered, and so your immune system is what you allow your immune system, because basically just like Dr. Shiva explained, it's your own immune system that is misfiring, which thanks to chemtrails and pharmaceuticals, that's why it's misfiring. So they do that on purpose. So they want to make sure you misfire. Okay, so your immune system is firing. So basically what happens is why people die from viruses like that. It's not the virus that kills them. It's their own immune system that is in a wreckage. Okay, it's broken. It's not working properly. So what happens with the virus like that is that any virus, take any virus, then what happens is the immune system that's broken, it's going to attack itself. So you basically self-destructing. A gift from them. A gift to humanity from them. That's what they do. They care about us so much. They love us so much. They care about us so much. They want us to be better. We're not good enough food for them. So they want us to taste better. Okay, so hopefully that That Katya, that helps. So what I do right now during this time, and pretty much, I know Manuka honey can get a little expensive. So if you don't have Manuka honey, your local honey, where you are locally, that's besides. Manuka honey is just extra, but every day, that's what I do. A teaspoon of your local honey where you are, it will settle your body and your immune system. It will ground you in that, in the place where you are. That's what honey will do, because you remember where the honey is from, the place where you live. So you're right there, and so then your immune system adjusts by taking the honey. It takes in the information what it needs to do. So this is why it's so important to take honey. And so, like, when I move and I live, like, I when I live in Mexico, right, I go immediately and I start taking teaspoon of honey. That's local. So then I adjust my body and my immune system to that environment. And that's the key to health, actually. And this is why Egyptians worshipped honey. And so I take my honey, like Manuka honey, on an empty stomach, basically. It's because it's more antibiotic. It has like antibiotic um, properties. You may say that. And so that's what it is. But so basically, you guys, okay, the corona thing, just viruses, okay? Viruses. It's the fear factory. Those that scream, coronavirus. Those are the blind ones. Blind ones, set up, trapped. It's a trap. Okay? It's a trap. So the ones that scream over there from Fear Factory, okay, I'm not going to say anything. Okay. All right, Remus, you have question. Okay, as the conscious, at the conscious level, we experience piercing veils after veils. How can we overcome the deep need to settle that slow, the inquiring mind? And slow, you mean to settle inquiring mind? I know, it's like, even after the nights like that, I have like all this understanding, but I'm like, it's like in the dream. I want to say, but nothing comes out. So frustrating. But the inquiring mind, if you still have that, what I recommend is, Remus, is that what I call quantum resting, which Roald Boom gave that name a while back. And we talk about that. I have a show with Roald Boom on that. We talk about quantum resting. And what that is like when your mind, so take that, instead of quieting your mind, take that to another level. Take it into a deeper state and align that inquiring mind with the deeper uh, meditative mind. So basically, you take your three and your subconscious and you align. And meaning, what happens is through that, which what happens is your subconscious then, because if you reach through your conscious into your immediately, not through the subconscious, but immediately connect to super conscious, to your higher self, or that the Holy Trinity, meaning that your mind or your eighth chakra, which is a harmonizing chakra, that's why it's like that, which is God flow, God mind flow. So now you're aligning your inner, so now you can, so you start listening to your own higher thinking, to your own super conscious. And so you restructure your meditation to where it's not meditation like a typical, but it's a it's a quantum resting, meaning you reaching into your own highest possibilities and all of that stuff, and you can go explore, in your own reality, in your own possibilities, in your own probabilities, in your own sort of reality. I hope that sort of helps, Remus, to understand, how to work with not quieting the mind, but aligning with your super conscious mind and your higher being, so to speak, and exploring that and having your inquiring mind explore the God within. Okay, so that's that. Colorado will soon have a thunderstorm season. Yeah, we're gonna have some storms. We're gonna have some storms. Okay, yeah, Yago, you said there are two flowers of life. The one, oh, shit. Oh, I went too far. Oh, I lost. Oh, there's two flowers of life. The one with outer line, and there is one with a. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Both is bullshit. Both is trap. Both is two-dimensional crap. I have a video on that. I don't know what it's called, but I had maybe a couple of weeks ago. I mentioned about that. But it is what it is. It's just nonsense. It's non-living trying to pretend to be living. So there is double line makes you weak. Well, again, it's a non-living, it's a dead reality, because both of those flowers are two-dimensional representation of the living now moment. How can that be? How can that flower of life stay frozen forever? And everybody believe that it's flower of life. It's so ridiculous to even believe that. Like, I'm sorry, but it's just, I think people that believe that this is a real energy there's something wrong with them. They might not have two working cells in their mind that can connect. Because, like, how can you be a living being experiencing now moment, a life that it flows through you, but yet you look at this circle, bunch of circles, and you think that somehow that is a flower of life? I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's like, looking at the picture of the rose, right? Okay, here's let's say this is a flower. you you're gonna show and let's say, okay, this is flower, and then you're gonna say the living rose, the living flower. Oh no, this is not a living flower, a living flower of life. The living rose, oh no, that's not living flower. This is living flower. This is living flower. That's Athena Dean. Living flower for everybody. I'm special, Athena Dean. I'm special. Here's living flower. Okay. Okay. They're talking to her. She has to listen to them like that. She has to put her ear up. Otherwise, they can't communicate. I'm sorry to make fun of these people, but I mean, the stupidity of these people, really. I mean, come on. Flower of life. Yep. Yeah, sure. Did you forget to wear your diaper, Shayana, today? Okay. Jose, that's not a really question. Any other questions, you guys? Did I? Spirulina? Yes, spirulina. Anna, that's true. It does help. Detox, yep. Diane, you said, Lily, it seems like people already have low immunity, are susceptible to fear. Well, see, remember I told you about Fear Factory? And now you can see everyone who's selling fear, right? Who's selling fear? Who's benefiting from humanity being in fear? Who's benefiting? Alex Jones got arrested. He can't sell his products anymore. So what do they do? People like Alex Jones. Here's your Mike, Health Ranger. Selling you fear. Selling you fear. So you buy their products, you buy their stuff. Right? So all right, Manuka. All right, you guys, there's such an intense onslaught. It might reflect this time in an energetically a powerful time for up movement. Be true, yeah. Well, it's all and again, here we're talking about the viruses and all of that stuff, right? And it's all that the answer is building up from within out, building up your own immune system. And it's true, Diane, it's so the immunity is so low, and it's on purpose, it's by design. So like I said, then your own immune system then attacks your weak immune system. And so this is all by design, and this is part of all this genetic manipulation that's taking place here with this overlay. And so, but we have, and this is why I keep always saying we have to have, because don't buy into fear, because fear, part of it, because you creating a belief system. If you're afraid of these things, don't be. There's nothing to fear at all. There's nothing to fear. Why would you be afraid of virus? Don't be. Okay? There is nothing to fear, because this is the thing. They want you to be fearful. And so those people even out there, I say that they sell you fear right now, you can easily see, because it's 2020, because they've got products to sell, or, they're going to tell you that they have all the information on coronavirus. Here, give me some money. I'll give you information on coronavirus, and I scare the shit out of you. So, scammers will do what scammers do. They will sell you fear, and then they'll tell you the solutions. The solutions, they're going to be funny. They're going to be their products or C60. How about corona virus in C60? Oh, everybody who took C60 are now susceptible to this virus. Congratulations, you guys. How's that C60 working out for you now? Herbs, spices, yes, absolutely. Sunlight. Sunlight, yes. Sunlight. You know who's afraid of sunlight? Amy, you said you love my imitations. Thank you. All right, you guys. So stay alive. Stay alive. We're staying alive, you guys. There's nothing that can knock us out. So don't worry about that. Stay alive. Don't buy into fear. And look at those people. They're one way or another benefiting somehow from the fear that they are selling you with this coronavirus. Because I'm telling you that the ones that are selling you fear, they don't know shit. Because they're shitting their own pants. And that's why all they express is their own fear. Because I told you guys, you shouldn't have taken that C60. But you didn't listen to me. You didn't listen to me. Nothing to fear, Azur. Absolutely. We're creating this reality. Nothing to fear. They want us act out of fear. They want us act out of fear. And this is why they're out there. And this is why I say, look who's screaming anything about coronavirus? Well, not anything, but you know what I mean. You'll figure out. You guys figure out. But you know what I mean. The ones that are using this for their advantage, you'll see them. But they're trapping themselves in fear of reality, don't they? So good luck. Good luck there. So keep your immune system. So repair. And so, like honey, it will align your immune system. And then what I do recommend you guys is do take CBD if you don't like to do other stuff, THC and stuff like that. But CBD helps a lot with restoring the balance in your endocannabinoid system, and so that helps also your immune system quite a bit. So keep that in mind. Okay, so for those of you that do that, that does help your immune system. It restores, it helps the natural restoration process to take place. So if you can afford just a little bit, you know take some, because it restores you from within out instead of doing it from outside in. So it's good to do that. So anyway, you guys, I've been here over an hour. Anyway, it's Sunday. Vino Vino Sunday. Yeah, the transhuman agendas you're absolutely right. And this is again my 2016 graph. um I talk about that transhuman agenda and where it's going to go. Karma, karma, bitches. So I thank you guys so much again for joining me, lovelies. Thank you so much, shamans out there. You enjoy yourself, stay strong, trust yourself, believe in yourself, you guys. And dance and dance and stay wild. And the more I unfold this process, there is a lot of changes coming, a lot of changes. So stay calm, stay centered, stay grounded, keep the honey going. I love you all so much. So here's to you all. Make sure you stay wild, wild wisdom warriors.